And I was like, no, this has showed up in so many points in my life that you could truly see. I'll give you another example, right? How many people here know their advisor in college? Your advisor in college. Okay. How many people here know that they have their advisor in college? Okay. How many people here won't raise their hand no matter what I say? That won't hit home, huh? I'll give you another example of how this hit me, right? So when I was in college, this is another thing that I normally don't talk about. So it took me 6 years to graduate college. And one of the big reasons why is I transferred from Syracuse to Binghamton University. And this is the craziest thing. When I transferred, I was supposed to go to my advisor and say, these are all the classes I took in Syracuse, which ones are applicable to my major. I never did that. I was supposed to do it my freshman year. Because I felt so bad about not doing that, you know what, this is the story I said to myself. I said, man, if this advisor hears that I was supposed to do this last semester and I never did it, and now I'm like a junior, he's gonna think I'm a loser. So I'm not gonna go to my advisor so he doesn't think I'm a loser. Because I'm a student leader, I'm a president of 3 organizations, people know me on campus. So if I really opened up the window, even though it would get me the help that I need, someone would think that I'm a loser, so I'm gonna shut that door. That cost me 2 years. You know the crazy part, when I finally went to the advisor, I told him this, by the way. He was like, hey man, it's cool, this actually happens all the time. You know, I can solve this in like 20 minutes. You know, we'll just move this, that, and the third, and I'll save you 6 months of court fees, probably $3,000. And he's like, I wish you would have came to me sooner, man. And he was mad cool. I thought he was gonna be like, why didn't you da-da-da-da? But my lid is, I literally live every time that I'm about to do something great, right? I go, I hit this lid. I'm gonna get even deeper with you. I'm gonna give you one last example, then we're gonna explore ours, because I want you to understand how pervasive this is. And this is a new thing for me, because normally I come to presentations and I talk about, here's all the things I succeeded at. I really want to analyze this failure because I thought I had a grasp of it, but I realized I learned more. If it's okay, I want to be on this journey with you. I thought you just had to remove the lid, but what I learned is that it's a continuous process. This is the last example. I'm going to give this example in terms of a story. All right. Last summer, okay, I was hanging out with my boy Drew. And does anyone here have a crazy friend?
Yeah.
By the way, if you're not raising your hand, that crazy friend is all you.
That's why I didn't raise it.
But listen, so I'm hanging out with my crazy friend Drew, and he hit me with something that cut me so deep. It's okay, I feel you. I know, we're talking about the real issues today, right? We're talking about the real issues. So I'm driving around with my crazy friend, and this beat comes on, right? And I don't know if you can tell by me DJing what I love music. Is that obvious to people?
Yeah.
So this beat come on, and I started freestyling. And he was just like, hey, that was like really good. And I was like, yeah, well, in college, you know, I was in a band, we had like a project. I like recorded like 13 songs for the mixtape. And he was like, oh, that's great, man. And he's like, how many songs did you release? Put your fingers in the air, how many songs did you release? 0. So I recorded 13 songs, the question was, how many did I release? 0. So Drew says to me, so you don't have an album out? I was like, no. He was like, all right, you don't have a mixtape out? I was like, no. He was like, all right, so help me understand this. This is Drew, right? My crazy friend. He said, help me understand this, okay? So you're a motivational speaker, you go out there, you talk to these guys, you say, get out your comfort zone. You run around in a circle and share stuff with total strangers you've never met before. Yeah. And when it comes to you getting out of your comfort zone and giving a shot to the one thing you really care about, you've never done it, how does that work? I was like, man, that hurt, bro. That hurt. But it actually made me look in the mirror and say, you know what? He's right. He is 100% right. Every time I try to do something with that, I run into this lid. So here's what happened. At the end of, by the way, this story does not end well. It's going to start like it's going to end well. It does not end well. So So I was like, all right, that was in the summer. So I was like, all right, I gotta do something. So I told my best friend, Oro, right? So if anybody knows Oro, you tell him about something, he's not gonna let you live it down, right? That's why I told Oro. Everybody has like, does anyone have like that one supportive friend? Okay. If you don't, hit me up. I will be your supportive friend. We all need one, all right? Hit me up for my information up. So Around posts on Facebook the day after I tell him, he's like, listen y'all, anybody who knows Bert knows he's always loved music for the last 12 years. Here's what I like to do. If you think Bert should finally pursue his passion and release a mixtape, comment on this with hashtag Bert drop a mixtape. Guess how many people commented? It's like 100 people. Hashtag Bert drop a mixtape. And it was crazy, like there was this DJ in Dallas, like, yo, if you drop it, I'll play it at the club, I'm a big DJ in Dallas. This young lady at RIT was like, oh, we have an event, you know, we'll have you perform at our concert for our tech students. Like all this crazy stuff. Like here's what really, really hit me. Here's what really hit me. And here's why I'm okay sharing this experience, because I think we're on to something. Oh, we in this together. What do you think? So this lady, Danielle, posted, and she was like, Bert, I'm so happy you're doing this. I've been actually sitting on an idea about a poetry book for the last 8 years, and I haven't put pen to page. This is inspiring me to do this. My other friend said, I have a studio in my basement. I've been trying to release music for the last like 7 years, and I haven't done anything. It's inspiring me to do this, right? So I was like, this is not just me now, this is a thing. This is like people are investing. So what I did was, I'm happy to report, in October, I launched my SoundCloud and I released my very first 2 tracks. Went to the studio, I released my very first 2 tracks. Now, here's the thing, don't clap. So the whole idea was I created a Facebook group, and I invited all the people that commented. I said, listen, once a month I'm going to drop a new track, and I'll hold me accountable because I won't do it. Because I know my lid. My lid is if you see me, you think I'm a crappy person, you think I'm not enough. So music is where I'm most vulnerable, so I know I'm a treat. So what happened is, September I did a song, October I did a song, November I started recording a song, and then what happened?
Put the lid back on.
Exactly. Put the lid back on. So, that's when I was struggling. I was like, man, how do I have a conversation authentically with y'all? Because I was just like, I was like, does this work? And here's the thing, I've actually shared this idea with thousands of students across the country. I'm telling people email me, hit me on IG, yo, I got elected student president, I got this because I removed my lid. So people are doing it. So I was just like, okay, I feel insecure about sharing it. But then I was like, you know what? What you said is just right. It works. The thing is, I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it. So I want to establish a conversation about what I learned about that, how we can all get together, understand our lid. Because a lot of people say, yo, let's set goals. But if you set a goal with your lid off, what's going to happen?
You never accomplish your lid.
Exactly. So even though I started moving the lid, when I started setting new goals, I was setting goals and I still had the lid on. You get that? Yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I need 2 volunteers, 2 heroes. All right?
You should pick because you know what I want to do.
Oh, that's awesome. 1, 2. Make sure everybody gets a piece of paper. And what I want you to do is, we're going to get into groups. So I'm going to play another song. Put the equipment back on, right? Play another song. We're going to get into groups. But here's how I'm going to do it. We're going to get into groups of anyone who has the same type of shoe as you or is the same height as you. All right? We're going to get into groups of like 7 or 8. All right? Hold on. Oh, is the IT gentleman here? So we get the music back on. Wait, hold on. I had to go to the YouTube for the song. All right, when you hear the song, we're going to start moving again.
You know, young rich nigga. You know, so we ain't really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though. Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot bar. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something. I don't trust nobody, grip the trigger. Call up the gang and they come in the gang. Cry me a river, you give us up. Bad and good. Cooking up the booze. My it's a sad. We got letters and 100 rounds too. Bad and good. Bad. Cooking up dope with a booze. It's a savage. We got letters and 100 rounds too.
We're gonna do groups of like 7 or 8.
I take it from you. I'm a dog.
If anyone sees the IT, skirt. All right. Okay. All right. Everybody in a group? All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, so don't worry about being exact. So if you either are in a group where people are close to your height or you have similar type of shit, so if you're in, you know, if you're in like more formal shoes, you're probably with a group of people with more formal shoes. If you have like boots or just more casual wear, it's more casual shoes, all right? All right, so here's what you guys are gonna work on, right? I don't know if someone can help pass out pens or if you guys have your own pens, but here's what you want to work on. I want everyone to come up with a word that at the end of your time at Hostos Community College you want to represent, like what word would represent your time here. So I'll give you some examples. When I transferred schools, my big word was connection. The reason I chose the word connection is because when I transferred from Syracuse to Binghamton, my parents had just gotten divorced. I was going to school with all my good friends and I didn't know anybody, and I just felt very lost and isolated. So I was like, you know what, if I go through this year and I feel a sense of connection, that's the experience that I want, right? Because I didn't feel like I had roots anywhere, right? So what is the word? For some people, it's leader. For some people, it's breaking barriers. You could use a phrase. For some people, it's, you know, made a difference or challenge myself, you know, lit, you know, whatever that word is. So I want everyone to just, on the bottom, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold the paper, everybody fold the paper in half. On one side, you're gonna write that one word. Wait, fold the paper in half, I want you to tear it in half, so you have 2 pieces. If you're not good at tearing, you're gonna ask someone in your group. Okay. You guys are so careful when you're tearing. I feel like I trust you all a little bit more now. Y'all want to babysit my nephew? I'm about to be an uncle. Thank you. Yeah. Well, congratulations to my brother and his wife. Yeah, I'm gonna be an uncle, y'all. That's good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Giancarlo. All right. So, what is that one word? I'm gonna give you guys 4 minutes. What is that one word? No. You're all doing your own word, and you guys are gonna discuss that word. And the most important, it's a word or phrase, and you gotta really think through why does that word or phrase matter to you. All right. Some people it's getting outside of my shell, getting outside of my comfort zone. Some people it's trying new things. For some people it's believing in myself again. You know, I've seen so many different responses. Whatever like hits home for you. All right. All right.
guys a little focus music. So my dad is a jazz musician. Feel classy already? Alright. Everybody have their word? So I want you to just discuss with the people in your group why you chose that word. We'll have one or two people share. a favor, if you hear me clap 2 times. If you hear me clap 3 times. If you hear me do a half clap. Can't do a half clap. Just been here. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want everyone to take 10 seconds, pull out your phone, take a picture of your one word.
1, 2, 3.
All right, now here comes the tricky part. I want you to take 30 seconds and I want you to text one friend that you know is responsible and supportive. Don't text a friend that like shuts ideas down. What I want you to say is, hey, do me a favor, if you're next to your calendar, on February 11th, 2019, I want you to ask me how this word represents my experience at Hostos. So, on February 11th, 2019, I want you to ask me how this one word represented my experience at Hostos. If somebody needs to email someone, I got internet pulled up right here. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, we out here making it happen. Come on, brother. What do you got, Gmail? Just say, hey, are you next to your calendar? I want you to put a reminder on February 11th, 2019, to ask me, how did this one word represent my time at Hostos? All right, while we're doing that, does anyone want to just raise your hand and say, what was their one word? Shout it out. Yep.
Accomplished.
Accomplished. Fantastic. Next. Achievement. Yes?
Adaptation.
Adaptation. Okay. Huh? Confident. Okay. Beginning. Love it. Yes? Huh? Opportunity. Faith. Reinvention. Fantastic. All right. Now, here's what's interesting. I heard accomplishment. I heard faith. I heard opportunity. I heard reinvention. I heard beginning. What's interesting is there's a lot of commonalities amongst these things. And like I said, we all want very similar things. But what keeps us from achieving them?
Doubt.
What keeps us from achieving? What do we run into?
Doubt.
The lid, right? So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you a little bit more jazz music. And in this next part, on the other piece of the paper, I want you to write down, what do you think is the belief or the lid that would get in your way? So on the other piece of paper, what is the belief or lid that would get in your way? So for me, remember my lid was, if you really got to see me, you would think I'm not enough. You think I'm a crappy person. And the problem with that lid is it makes it hard to ask for help when you really need it. I'll ask for help like, hey, can you help me pick up that box? Because you're not going to think, well, this person never could pick up a box. But if I'm like hurting and like doing bad and like in a rut, it's hard for me to ask for help because I feel like people see me a certain way. So that's how my lid gets in the way. So if I don't know that, and if I'm not consistently focusing on my lid, on what am I going to do to continue removing my lid, and I'm going to show you what I've committed to, because I actually committed to something because of y'all, by the way. That's not false praise. Because I knew I was speaking to y'all, I committed to doing something to make sure I'm continually removing my lid. But I want you to write down what your lid is. And I'm gonna give you some examples of some lids that some people have told me at some presentations. Some people will say, my lid is, I don't believe in myself. My lid is, I don't work hard enough. My lid is, I work a job, I don't know if I can pay for school. My lid is, I have anxiety. My lid is, I don't know if they'll accept me because of my sexual orientation. My lid is, I have a learning disorder. My lid is, I won't fit in. I've heard so many different lids by very successful people, by the way. But this is for you to write down on your lid. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna give you an option. If you want to, you can share with your group, but what's most important is that you write down this lid for you. This doesn't have to be a group activity. If you want to, you can share with your group. but I want you to take the next couple minutes. What is the thing that you think, and usually it's in your gut. Usually if you just sit still and let your mind be quiet, it'll usually come up. You know, I know a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm first generation, you know, maybe that's the lid. You know, people no one in my family has gone this far. You know, there's so many different things that could be lit. So whatever it is, listen to your gut, just write it down. Don't have to share it, but listen to your gut, write it down. This is a very important part of the step. You're in the same group, but you're doing this individually. If you choose as a group, you can vote if you want to share your lids. If not, that's cool too, but what's most important is you write your lid down. One more minute. All right, guys. Usually this is the part, a lot of people really enjoy this part of the conversation. What we're going to do is, because I want to make sure that I get through the whole presentation. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, how was that activity for you guys?
Yeah, awesome.
Did anyone have, like when you were doing activity, did anyone have a lid come out of you that you were like, oh man, that's always been there, but I have like, it's almost like you, when it came, you were like, that makes sense, but you normally don't think about it? Did anyone have that experience? Did anyone get the sense that whatever the lid is, whether we've been pushing it away or pushing it down, it's something that shows up in our life and can get in the way? Did you guys get that? So here's what's interesting. I actually have, because it is the beginning of the year, I have this thing where I'm gonna have you guys fill out some experiences you guys want to have for the year, and it kind of turns into goals. But what I realized is that would have made no impact for you if you didn't do this first. So if you guys wouldn't mind, if I could, just a couple great people, does anyone want to kind of share what their lid is? Yeah.
My lid, like I was talking about earlier, was being in the process environment and the vibe rush without